see.
Can you hear us now?
Anybody, Mike, message us if you can hear us.
Hold on.
John Rhodes got us saying no sound as well.
No sound. All right. Hold on.
Okay. Let's see. Well, we've been talking nonsense for nothing. Okay.
Sounds is on now. All right.
All right.
We can blame it on Chris for not turning the mic on.
So we'll start over. Welcome to Main Street Prowlers here at Mama Vicky's Coney Island Corner booth.
Where we'll be presenting every
week starting closer to the season. This show is just kind of informative of who we are and what we're going to do. We have 4 hosts, starting with
I'm Chris Baker, the original host.
Robert Vahovic, Dane and Sandoval.
and Michael Hurt. We were discussing the league and the new teams in the league. And we started with the Danbury Hat Tricks.
Which was formerly in our league with the Titans and the Whalers.
Then we went on to the Delaware Thunder and their arena capacity.
It's kind of interesting within itself. So
Then moved down to the new team in Columbus, Georgia, the Columbus River Dragons, formerly of the SPHL, and their team was the Cottonmouths. And we were discussing their how they had a market, and obviously we're successful in that market for a long time. And talking about the Peoria Rivermen, how they're playing in the SPHL. We have 2 teams in what would be considered the SPHL territory with the Carolina Thunderbirds and now Columbus. And then we're on to probably the newest team, Battle Creek.
which is called the Rumblebees of all things.
Yeah.
Interesting. Honestly, very interesting.
And their logo, if you were able to watch the live broadcast from their introduction, has the state of Michigan in the eye of the Rumblebee.
Right. And which is more interesting is what they chose for the style of their jersey, though, too.
Yeah.
Which is the honeycomb.
I'm not a big fan of that jersey. I think there's too much going on.
Right.
Like you look at a team like the Sarnia Sting, which has a very similar logo, and there's a team over in England that has a logo that's exactly the Sarnia Sting, because one of the new players we signed, we were trying to figure out who it was and searched them on Elite Prospects page.
We're going to see who...
Thanks, John.
Do you think Delaware and Battle Creek will last all season?
Yeah.
I think so. Honestly, good question, John.
Obviously, Mentor lasted, and we didn't think they were going to season 2 return.
Yeah, I thought they were going to be done halfway through the season last year. Honestly,
But they were resilient, though.
Yeah.
We were also talking about Delaware, talking about expanding the arena too.
Yeah.
So
From 350 capacity of 350 people to whatever it's going to be.
They're expecting at least 1,500 to expand to in season 2.
That'd be kind of ambitious.
But they can do it if they do it if they bring in the right kind of seats.
Right.
So
Now, another thing that we're going to talk about throughout this series is /playoff updates. So as we get closer to the end of the season, we'll focus more on the playoffs. Obviously, because the season hasn't started, there's no standings.
right, unfortunately.
We're going to do player signs and team updates.
Which there, of course, has been a lot since the offseason.
Yeah. Hopefully we can get some player reviews, and hopefully we can get some coach/DM interviews with Joe Pace.
Once we actually get up and running, we'll definitely have him on. He's definitely really interested in getting
on the show.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's just really busy right now.
Yep, which is natural because he has to get his team signed. He has to get all the sponsorships for the arena and basically get within working order, if you want to say.
But he did have time to interview with Hoosier Hockey Live. What was it? This past Thursday?
And
Great
about
job,
that, though. Yeah.
I thought it was great. He
I
gave a
thought
lot
it
of good information.
I thought it was great too. And one of the things that he mentioned was the second Saturday home game, which would be November 16th against the Columbus River Dragons.
That'll be quite interesting because
is their first Kid Zone night, and apparently they're going to do a canine night where you can bring your dog to the arena.
Right. But it'll be interesting though when Columbus does come back, because if you guys remember, Scott Brand was the GM of Carolina, who's now gone to Columbus to head up their expansion efforts, and he's brought in Jay Krupp, which used to play for us and went down to Carolina.
When did Krupp play for us?
He played for about 6 months back in like 2017, 2018. So he was mainly on the practice squad, but he did play about 4 or 5 games.
Right.
So,
You got some questions.
all right.
I know all from John Rhodes, I think.
John
them out.
Rhodes said, "Why are the 4 home games against Columbus?"
The first 4 home games
Yeah.
were against Columbus.
That's what I meant.
Well,
how
that's
they-
it.
That's how the FHL scheduled it, John.
John, the thing is about that is they're trying to, as they said, they're trying to cut down on travel costs. So have them all back to back. That saves them a lot of money as well as us, because they'll be able to stay up here for that whole week between the home games, and they won't come back to see us until maybe the playoffs. Awesome.
Hopefully, yeah, we went through that. So the other thing new this year is we have divisions.
Which is amazing, which will probably affect the playoffs as well.
Right. Well, there's 2 divisions, Eastern and Western. And there's 5 teams in each division.
Which I have up right here.
Chris, can you give us the divisions?
The Eastern Division will include the Elmira Enforcers, the Danbury Hat Tricks, Mentor Icebreakers, Delaware Thunder, and Watertown Wolves. And the Western Division will include Danville Dashers, Port Huron, Columbus Dragons. Sorry, Berlin, I didn't mean to include you. Battle Creek Rumblebees and the Carolina Thunderbirds.
Yeah, we can't include Berlin. They're in the LNAH.
Not anymore.
Oh.
They got league owned after 10 games and then folded right after.
I didn't know that. I don't pay attention to that league.
You know how well Berlin takes to hockey, though.
Right.
So,
Well, I mean, that was a perfect league for them because all they did was fight.
which we don't mind here. We love our
Right.
fighting here.
So another thing, because we have a new roller hockey team starting in summer 2020, we're going to try and incorporate them into the show as their season gets closer.
Oh, we got somebody that says, "Hey boys, watching here from Toronto, Toronto, Canada."
Oh,
We've gone international. Hi, Paul. How you doing?
Thanks for coming in.
If you guys haven't heard about it, though, the National Roller Hockey League is in 4 cities right now. We have what's called the Port Huron Yeti. It's a kind of interesting logo. It's blue background with a white Yeti, of course. And then there will also be the Detroit Dragons, the Grand Rapids Warthogs, and the St. Louis. That'll start May of 2020.
Which on the Warthogs logo, it's of a what is it? A-10 airplane? It's
Yes.
a military airplane. It's nicknamed the Warthog.
But they manufacture those kind of stuff
Right.
out there. So,
Right.
which makes sense to their tradition, though, there.
Yeah, but it's kind of funny how it's so far 3 Michigan teams and St. Louis.
But they are talking to other states though right now to see if they can bring in.
Right.
Well, they're not pushing it too hard because they don't want to hold too quickly,
Right.
which was the problem of the 90s RHI, which expanded to 24 roller teams within its second year.
Yeah, I want to see that be successful too, because it gives us something to do during the summer months.
Right.
And there's also roller derby that's going to start up next year, but
Which will be interesting within itself too.
yeah, and it'll be interesting to see how it's scheduled with the Yeti playing in McMorran and the roller derby having at least with McMorran too.
Right.
Give us constantly something to do.
Yeah.
Right. And about that, we will have possibly the leader of the roller derby coming out for possible interviews coming soon.
Possibly, as in we haven't talked to him yet.
I am.
Have you?
He's interested in coming out.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's interesting.
He wants to get the word out, so.
Yeah, that's true.
So
Is it Andrew?
Huh?
I didn't want to say it.
So do we want to go with players we signed, as in have contracts, or all players?
Let's start off with the returning players that we actually have.
So we have to scroll all the way down because unfortunately on the FHL mobile site you can't filter through teams. On the main website you can now filter through teams as long as you put in Eastern Division or Western Division and then pick the team.
Right. I just have the actual. I'm on the Prowlers website itself, and I'm just on the roster.
Okay.
The first player that we had signed was actually a fan favorite, and crap, I can't even get his name. Austin Federley. Sorry, Austin. What are your thoughts on him returning this year?
Obviously local kid, good player for us. I think it's having him back is going to be awesome.
It's great for the team.
Great for the team.
He definitely has that attitude of wanting to win too.
Yes.
Yep.
No,
Tried to win his jersey last year, but his sister beat me out.
which by the way is feel good story.
Mm-hmm.
If you know what happened in his family, which we don't, with his dad passing away after battling cancer.
Yes.
All right. So
Um,
it's a great thing to be
Yeah.
back in the family.
Well, obviously he wasn't the first signing. Joe Pace was, but
Well, let's talk about that one since he's also the head coach too.
and the general manager.
Right.
I scroll down again too.
Oh, hold on.
Have somebody pull him up
Yeah.
there, and we can, instead of having him scroll
Yeah.
down every time.
Did he bring his mouse?
So now, do you want to talk about the expansion draft and who went where from Port Huron?
Let's talk about that since we lost a few good names on that.
Yeah, the first player on the list that we lost was Edgar Zolzolins. He went to Columbus in the expansion draft.
Which was
They
a
won.
big hit.
Big hit, especially on the back end. He was
Right.
physical force, obviously.
He got the job done for us day in and day out. No matter what the score was, he's always in there hitting. Sometimes literally.
Right. Well, never afraid to drop the gloves, always stand up for teammates.
Right. And that's the good thing about him going to Columbus. They'll get someone that's very loyal.
And never shy about expressing his opinion on the ice. Either with saying something to another player or stick work. Next player was Marvin Powell. I think he played half a season with us after we traded for him.
Yeah,
he-
it was a half season.
He started with Danville, right?
Yeah.
So it's he, even though he only played half a season, he did make a big impact. Even if he didn't produce points, he was a big playmaker for us. He made sure that everyone had the puck when they needed it.
Yeah. Next player was Shea Carey.
Another fighter.
Well, he I don't know if he was exactly a fighter, but he was heart and soul player again.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Obviously, if you watched the interview with Joe on Hoosier Hockey Live, Shea Carey chimed in with a question, and Joe answered it. About,
He answered it, but he didn't answer. He never said what actually happened on the back of the bus.
right, but he gave the politically correct answer.
But again, that was a fan favorite that we lost.
Yeah.
So,
I think we also lost Corey Karpinski, but X find it again.
that's just an interesting situation that we won't get into. Those should be the only 3 that we lost this season.
4. We
Yeah,
lost
4. 3 to the expansion draft. Kapinski just
No, I think Karpinski was also expansion draft.
okay.
Okay, so Patrick Townsend went to. We lost him. He's now with Carolina.
We also lost Koshik too. So.
Yeah, he got traded.
But that he just wanted to go to Danbury to be closer to his family and his girlfriend,
Right.
which is good luck out there.
Yes.
We wish you the best.
Very understandable.
Yep.
We wish you the best, except against Port Huron.
The one interesting thing that I do want to talk about, though, is
Karpinski also went to Danbury in the
Okay.
expansion draft.
I do want to talk about Matt Graham returning as assistant coach. He's more of on the quiet end, but yet he'll get his crap done, to say the least.
Right.
What are your guys' thoughts on that situation right there?
What's there to say?
He's a great asset to the team. He
Mhm.
knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Great player.
He
Honestly.
definitely puts points up for us, no matter where we are day in and day out.
Right.
Yes.
Mhm.
So,
Definitely.
Now, another player. Now we can get into new players that we signed, or in this case, a former player that we re-signed, Chris Levier.
if you remember, Chris Levier played for us during our Commissioner's Cup run back in our first season,
And then he went to the ECHL,
which is amazing for him,
and he also got some games in the AHL.
which is very rare for a person in single A hockey to do.
Little single A hockey.
Right.
But good for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great for him, honestly.
He returned to the FHL last year with Watertown.
His preference was to return here, though, and that's why he didn't really play last year, especially against us.
Yeah, I want to say it's because the Survivors were giving him a bunch of stuff about the size of his jersey, but
But that'll be that's going to be a big plus for us, though, in the offensive aspect.
So the first new player, and I hope I don't butcher your last name, is Fabian Platzer.
Is that the Italian player?
I believe so.
I've heard great things about him. He's going to be a great offensive producer for us, and his scouting report did amazing wonders. I know you heard a lot more than me, Mike.
I actually didn't. I haven't. So,
But hey,
then another player, Alex Johnson, who played for us last year.
that's going to be another great asset to us. More so in the more of the defensive, offensive aspect.
Offensive defenseman.
Mhm.
We've already touched on Austin Federally. Next is Nicholas Bisser.
I've not heard much about him, unfortunately.
No. Welcome to the team, Nicholas. Sorry, we don't know much about you. Then Alexander Grigorich, who I think played for us sometime.
He played 2 or 3 games with us last season.
Yeah, I think he was a late season signing.
Yes, because he played a lot of his games in the GMHL last year.
Yeah.
who we just signed a affiliation agreement with the London Knights or
No, London Knights are OHL.
yes,
Lakers.
The
London Lakers of the GMHL, which will be a great farm system to us.
No. Is their coach Jeff Zaire?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think it is.
Former
Ice
Ice Hawks
Hawks.
player.
And he gets his stuff done too.
Yeah,
That's what Joe was saying on his broadcast. Who he was,
yeah.
that he was.
Yeah, it was just
He
there.
played here.
So
Good times.
Jeff Zaire was a fan favorite. I remember one time he was, I think it was against Muskegon. He was in a scrap, and at one point, during the middle of the scrap, there's videos on the glass, getting people to bang on the glass during the middle of the fight.
There was one point, Jess there got really mad, broke the glass in the listening penalty box.
but
Here.
it's in the locker room though. Jeff Zaire would put his teammates to do the best they could. So you're going to get a lot of these players that he's
Yeah.
coaching.
Plus, he was an NHL draft pick.
Right.
So he has that experience to share with his players.
So we're getting hopefully the best out of that league.
Yeah. Next player is Jarrett Pfeiffer. Again, don't know much about him.
We'll definitely have more closer to the season though.
Yeah, we'll definitely do a research on these players. Zachary Zolkanich.
He's
I am sorry if I butcher your names, guys.
you got it right, but Zachary Zolkanich has been probably up there with federally and fan favorites.
Yeah. Oh, another heart and soul player gives up everything every game.
And he'll come up to any fan and answer all your questions. And
And his first season, I think his first season in the FHL was with North Shore.
St. Clair Shores,
Well,
before they moved to
North
St. Clair.
Shores / St. Clair Shores. Same team.
Yeah. And that same season, he got traded to us, and he played like 3 games with us. So
We got a question. As a player for Mentor this year, have to throw in a Go Breakers Go chant. Look forward to trips to Port Huron and leaving with a couple wins each time out. Best of luck with the show.
And
Well,
maybe no Breakers Go Breakers Go chant and 0 wins. But
hey, we love playing you guys up.
Yeah.
It's definitely a well fought out game.
Then next on the list for transactions was, and we've already touched on it, Kasich to Danbury. Then another player who I don't know much about, who he signed to a professional tryout, is Blake Hembrough.
I believe he came out of the Toronto free agent camp.
Okay.
So he's Canadian. If he comes out of Canadian free agent tryout, if he makes the team, he's going to be a great asset.
Yeah.
I want to address a question real quick to John. Yes, we do plan on interviewing fans. At this moment, we do not have a list of who we will be interviewing.
Right.
Because he wants to know if we're going to interview for.
Definitely not him.
So,
Another thing, Joe. Speaking of fans, Joe has asked us to get more people to come join us in the East Upper for games, and get
yes, he wants us to fill the East Upper Rowdy area to, chant at that goalie and at the players. Rag on the team.
try and be that. What would it be? 6th man on the ice, 7th man.
Yep.
With
6 man.
6th man or 7th with the goalie.
If anybody doesn't know, all of us here are part of the East Upper game.
Essentially, Joe wants to hear us out there. He wants us to get the team revved up because, as everybody knows, we're the loudest. We can be the loudest arena in the whole league.
And you don't necessarily have to join us in the East Upper. We just want to, get the entire building up and going and chanting at the goalie, yelling at the players.
Mhm.
But we ask you to keep it within good content.
Because you have to remember, it is a family-friendly event.
Mm.
Again, though, disclaimer: anything we say that your children repeat at home, we are not responsible for.
Because also it's a hockey game, too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Next new player we signed, and I believe he came out of the junior ranks in Canada, is Drew Anderson. I believe he was a defenseman. And then I believe the next two after him are also defensemen. Robin Yu, I don't know. Sorry, Robin, I don't know how to say your last name. Maybe when you get to town, you can help us with how the pronunciation is on your last name.
Or send someone else to beat us up to do it.
Then Larry Vatanen, who is Finnish defenseman.
So we're going truly international this year.
Yeah.
And then the latest three players signed were Timofey Felin, who is a 35-year-old defenseman from Belarus.
And if you know, Belarus does produce a tremendous amount of defensemen.
And he has played in North America before. He played 42 games in the OHL back in the 2002-2003 season. I remember his stats he had, which I wasn't exactly an OHL fan back then. So he had 3 goals and 3 assists in those 42 games, and with Oshawa, one of those. Next is Kevin Porter, and no, it's not the Kevin Porter who's playing in the AHL. This Kevin Porter is 44-year-old forward from Canada. Previously played in the FHL with Steel City back in 2014-15 for 2 games. And then
Thanks, Len.
Thanks,
last
Lenny.
one is Billy Kakela, who's a Finnish goalie who was playing Division 3 in Sweden last year.
Thanks for coming in, Lenny.
Yeah, thanks for chiming in, Len.
Thank you, Len. What about Mike?
Yeah, what about Mike Hurd?
He doesn't know me. Let's keep it that way.
I'm sorry, you're going to get your face known now.
Right. Well, I mean, they are told me because they haven't said a word the entire broadcast. It's just been you.
No, we're talking.
So, obviously, as we get closer to the free agent camp, which is in October, and main camp, we'll have more player signings and be able to give you a few more player names, and hopefully at some point we can put faces to those names.
Right. We will start off the season on the road. We do have 2 games in Danbury on October 25th and 26th. Then we will go to Watertown on November 1st and 2nd. We won't come back till November 9th when we open. When we have our
November 8th.
November 8th.
No, sorry, November 8th. Yes, that's the Friday at 7:30 when we will open the season against Columbus, which is going to be.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be interesting. Get to finally get a chance to exercise our voice boxes.
Right.
And it's a new team, so we can make
Right.
fun of their ugly jerseys. No offense, Columbus, but every jersey that isn't Prowler's jersey
We hate.
in the FHL.
Yes.
The FPHL.
FPHL.
Which, if you don't know, the league has finally switched over to the new name of the Federal Prospects Hockey League.
Which is obviously interesting, and because it was formerly known as the Federal Hockey League,
Right.
and it's been at one point they referred to themselves as the Federal Professional Hockey League.
Yes.
That was first season.
That
for a
was
couple
just
months.
last season.
Oh,
That was last season.
Oh,
Yep.
So obviously, the logo is essentially the same. It's just new letters, and so
More teams.
more teams.
The one team I cannot wait to see though is getting Columbus and Mentor come back, because those are going to be our two biggest rivals this season.
Yep.
Columbus, yes, but if you remember, we had a lot more heated battles against Mentor though.
Right.
In the stands, we had more heated battles with fans against Columbus, but on ice, the Mentor games.
Columbus is new to the league. How do we have battles with their fans?
Carolina, sorry. Carolina. Well, you know what, Mike? You're off. Carolina. I met Carolina guys. Just
Yeah, we're sorry, Josh's family.
we love their family though. They're good-hearted,
Oh,
but
they're awesome.
Oh yeah, they're awesome. I hope they're watching from Hamilton.
yeah, let's.
If they're not, we're going to be very disappointed in them for not tuning in.
Come on, guys, watch the broadcast.
Oh, we are international from Toronto, Canada. So
Yeah,
That's plus.
We got one
and
from Florida.
Miami.
Yeah, we got all the way to Miami.
yeah. Obviously, people have known about the Prowlers, and hopefully, people in those places can help us expand the fan base for this team.
Right, and we need to fill as many seats as we can.
Right. We average about 800 to 1,000 a night.
Which is a great number coming in this kind of league.
Yeah. I mean, would it be a little ambitious to say let's try and get an average of 2,000 fans this year?
We will see a kick up in the attendance because it was just confirmed that we did sign another 5-year lease extension, so we will be here through like 2024
Yeah.
at least.
And,
Wow.
and obviously, Joe and his team have been working hard on sponsorships, including re-signing with Warwick Goalie Mask locally here in Port Huron.
Which is probably the biggest signing that we have.
Plus, there's going to be new improvements to the arena.
Yeah.
So
There's supposed to be new LED lights going into the arena. That grant was accepted by or
The city
It
of
was
Port
approved
Huron.
this summer.
approved by the city council.
so
So that'll help brighten up the place a little bit. So obviously, Parks and Recreation have been busy with getting a plan in place to improve the arena and make it brighter and more and better experience for fans.
right.
Obviously, we'll still have the same concessions, not as good as Mom Vicky's, but
Which we are broadcasting from today.
Now the fries at McMortar are really good though.
yeah.
Oh yeah, I gotta say the fries are really good.
The
Honestly.
prices there too are actually pretty reasonable for arena
Yes.
concessions,
And we have the pro shop too.
which on off days does sell some of the Prowlers merchandise if you ever want to get like a hoodie or a shirt.
Another thing we're planning on doing: giveaways.
Look out for those. We'll be having you guys tune in, whether it be a trivia night or meet up with us somewhere. Find us. We'll be giving away tickets or shirts, whatever we can like get our hands on that day.
We're gonna try and talk to Joe about doing this. Hopefully, we can work with the Prowlers on giving away some free merchandise or tickets or maybe chuck-a-pucks one time for some games.
Right. So definitely be looking out for those giveaways, guys. And
Or just come down here, meet us and all that.
Yeah, you could come to Mama Vicky's in downtown Port Huron and meet us. Tuesdays at 7, we'll be in the corner booth doing the broadcast.
And any suggestions of things you want to hear, just let us know.
Yeah, we're always open to suggestions.
if you want to message a page, go right ahead. Well, we have 4 of us all have all access.
We're
to
always
the page.
on it.
So we'll definitely get out to you if it's not within a few minutes, definitely within a few hours.
Yes.
So
Well, a few hours. We'll say within the hour.
yeah.
Yeah, because again, not only are we all the East Upper Rowdies, we all four of us and a few others run the page.
Right.
Obviously, there's more East Upper Rowdies than just us, and maybe we can get somebody else from the East Uppers in here
Yes.
one time.
Mhm.
Maybe somebody who's transplanted from another part of the arena to the East Upper.
Right. Get their opinion on how.
I originally wasn't East Upper. I joined them second season.
All right. What did Len say this time?
If I don't make a couple of Dean and Sandow pictures, I'm not going to let the players on the ice make you look bad.
That's
Come
good.
on, man. Don't be mean to the players just because Danon doesn't want to take your picture.
You make my pictures every year. So
If there's any questions right now, go ahead and comment on our
We got a
stream.
few more minutes.
Now, are we going to have more than just us four doing broadcasts, or are we going to have like fill-ins?
We will be the primary cast for this. Whenever someone can't make it, either we'll be down the person or we'll be have someone as a permanent fill-in. We already have a few people in mind.
Yeah.
So
Obviously, there's games I won't be able to make because of my work schedule.
I'll
Which
be
is-
able to go to Fridays, Saturdays games.
Yeah.
unless I'm sick, I'll be at every game.
right, and me and Dana will pretty much be at every game. While Mike, unfortunately, he works most Fridays.
Yeah.
So, we'll be down that person for the post game reports. So,
As long as the arenas, the office officials are able to keep the score up on the scoreboard for a few minutes after a game.
right.
Especially after defeat. Hopefully, there's not too many of those this year.
We have a
Especially
good
going-
roster, though. I have confidence in us.
Yeah.
So,
Mhm.
Obviously,
It'll be an interesting season, honestly.
with 10 teams and, you know,
Next
the
year.
SPHL and other leagues, there's many options for players. And obviously, Joe's doing his homework and trying to find those
right.
diamonds in the rough, and not necessarily in the U.S. and Canada, but overseas.
But he's definitely trying to make manufacturers come back in Port Huron.
Yeah.
Is it true Robert Verhoeven's going to for the IHL?
We're not gonna. We don't
No.
want to comment on that situation right there.
Yeah.
We're gonna keep that out of our broadcast. Len, I'm sorry, but
This is the only time we're ever going to mention that league on this broadcast.
right. The only leagues we'll be broadcasting for are the NRHL and the FHL.
And maybe we'll mention like the SPHL and other leagues.
Well, that's if people go up, though.
Yeah. If
And
players go up.
Mhm.
who is Zach Tatrin is still up in the SPHL right now,
Right.
which is really good. If you guys remember, he was with us for the first 3 seasons, and he made a great impact for us.
Now, on some of these signings that the Prowlers have announced, and I don't know if you guys want to have an opinion on this, but somebody's been commenting signed Dalton Young, who is from Marysville, has played at a high level in the Ontario Hockey League with Saginaw.
Lenny said just picking on Robert.
I believe we could. I know he works at Dalton Young works at Cabela's down in Chesterfield. If I'm thinking about the right person,
He,
so
he's a defenseman. So maybe that's somebody the Prowlers could look at as somebody who can join the team and be an asset
local.
to the team. Yeah, local.
Another person that we forgot to mention is Dalton J. He did re-sign with the team this year. Yes, he did.
Oh, he did.
Yes.
Okay.
We have another.
Sorry, Dalton.
Jay is a great keep for us. He's
He was our leading scorer last year, right?
yes, he was.
Yeah.
The person that I want to see us resign though is Matt Robertson. If many of you remember, he didn't sign until December last year. somewhere in there. But if we get him back here, we'll definitely be set.
Another player. I don't know if we've re-signed him yet or not. Or if he's still on the fence about coming back. But Corey Simmons
He's still on the fence right now.
or Simons, whatever.
Yeah, which is the great goalie that we had back in our last finals run.
Yeah.
We have a few minutes left. If anybody still has any questions, go ahead. We have at most another 10 minutes.
Yeah, this is just kind of an informative show. What the show is gonna be about. What we're gonna try and do with the show.
Right. And get them in now because we won't be back until October 5th.
Yeah. And hopefully at that time, and we'll still have to talk to Joe about it, but hopefully we can get Joe in here to talk about, how the tryout went. Or if there's players out there who want to try and make the team, there is a tryout in October. The information on their website about that tryout.
Right. Actually, it's October 8th that we'll be back. That's the second Tuesday in October. If we do go back, if we do broadcast earlier, we'll definitely announce.
And we'll announce it on the Main Street Prowlers Facebook page, and
right.
we'll share it in our Main Street Prowlers fan club group page and the Yeti fan club page too.
Right.
And any other groups like Port Huron, Michigan, I think you've shared
Yes, I have.
their information in that.
Lenny said, how many of last year's team have we re-signed?
Quite a few so far. I think it's roughly
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
roughly around 10
6.
so far.
Yeah, about 10.
10.
So we got a good core back line.
Yeah.
We did sign Chris Palm back and Justin Portillo as well. So we most likely are getting Ryan Rotundi back, which is another local that we have.
Yeah.
So,
who obviously played in Watertown before he came to Port Huron.
he won the cup against us our last time of the finals.
Yeah.
Which is good for him because he has that experience. So,
yeah.
And it gives Austin a good line mate. Even though they're forward defensemen, they do play well together.
Yeah.
So.
And let's see. Anything else?
Fantastic, Lenny said.
Because I was going to say something, then I had a brain fart.
I get those all the time. Well, it looks like they're about to shut the lights off.
Right.
They're just waiting for us to wrap up, and then they're going to kick us out.
We're not going to let broadcast because that'll be kind of disgusting.
So, looking at the schedule.
Too bad we love Martin Pelham.
Who? Oh, Marvin Powell? Yeah.
Yeah. I was hoping that we would keep him, but
looking at the schedule, the thing that kind of irks me and is kind of burning at me is how we're in the same division as Carolina.
oh yeah,
Yet we only play them a total of like 5 games. And
Here
yeah.
only 3 here and
in
2
March.
down in Carolina, and we don't play them until February. Which sucks because love messing with their fans.
It's sad too because we don't even see him at home until March 15th.
Right.
And
I mean, let's hope that group shows up to some of our games and actually cheers with us instead of against us.
But hey,
I don't see that happening, but it's a good bunch of people.
Of course, Mike Grumman's going to be sitting with them
Yeah.
every game that they show up.
He's a Carolina wannabe.
Yeah, Grumman's always sitting with them. He's a loyal Prowlers fan until Carolina shows up, and then he switches allegiances.
but to their credit, though, they are a good team.
Oh yeah, and I mean, the fans are awesome.
Right. Definitely a lot better than some that we have seen.
Yeah, especially back when we were playing in the International Hockey League.
God, I love
Not the original one with the flags, but the one with the Ice Hawks when we went to the finals against Fort Wayne.
Oh, I love
Right.
that.
Yeah.
Oh, we all got in a couple of fights with them.
Yeah.
I wish we would have a team from there though back again, but
They're in the ECHL though.
Right.
Why? And they're drawing good. Why would they?
Go
up and-
down.
Why would they
Right.
move? And
But
why
it
would
just for the nostalgia stuff though. I wish we would have, especially like Muskegon or even like Flint back.
Well,
Um,
we'll see what happens with Muskegon. I mean, they have the Lumberjacks, but I don't know the situation with that.
their ownership group right now, from what I hear, is trying to sell off the team,
Right.
but
And-
they have also been trying to look for a new team as well.
Yeah, and maybe that's a market that the FHL can expand into.
Right.
Obviously, the other big rivals with Port Huron back in the day were Flint and Saginaw, and
Right.
it's highly unlikely that they'll be joining the FHL, considering they have Saginaw has the spirit,
Right.
and Flint has the Firebirds of the OHL.
Yeah, we should wrap it.
That's pretty much it.
So I look forward to talking to you again October 8th,
October 8th, the same location,
same location,
same time.
same time.
Yep.
Again, we're broadcasting live from Mama Vicky's Coney Island Corner booth here in downtown Port Huron.
And
They
we're
have
more.
some great daily specials.
And
Yes,
this time
they
we'll
do.
have the mic turned on.
And next, and if we don't, we'll just beat Chris up.
But October 8th at 7, we'll definitely be more open to having fan interactions during the live feed too. So tell your friends. We're more than happy to have everyone down here.
Tell your partners,
Mhm.
tell family, even tell strangers about the show.
We definitely want.
Yes. Come see a game.
Yeah,
We're more than welcome to.
Ticket prices are reasonable. $11 per, the most expensive seat.
yeah. And there are discounts for seniors, military, and students.
Right.
Obviously, great food, great family atmosphere, good family entertainment. The prizes during the intermissions. There's fan interactive games during the first intermission, and then obviously Chuck a Puck in the second. Obviously, there's fan interaction with the East Upper Rowdies, and hopefully more than just the East Upper Rowdies yelling at, getting on the players' opposing team's nerve.
It'll be fun to see all the different players come through this year.
Oh yeah,
But yeah, definitely tell everyone about us because we want to get as many people through the doors as we can.
Yeah.
So
All right, guys, that's pretty much it. See you guys in October.
thank you for tuning in tonight. Hopefully you come back in October. All 4 or 5 of you that
Oh, we did
We're
had 17 earlier.
we had 17.
yeah.
Let's bump that up in October to let's get 100 people watching in October.
All right.
If we get 100 people watching the stream, well, we'll have a special giveaway and just get yourself entered during that time.
And Chris will give himself away.
Better yet, give it
Well,
hat.
No, we're not going to give that hat away. we haven't decided what the giveaway is. We'll come up with an idea and we'll put that on the page on what we'll give away to the fans
Right.
for
So,
if we do reach 100 people. And obviously it'll just be a random drawing on people who like our page.
right.
Mhm.
How about this? If we reach 100 watchers and then 250 likes on Facebook, 300 likes on Facebook, something like that, we'll do the giveaway.
So
That sound reasonable?
you heard it. 100 watchers during the live stream and 250 likes. We're going to give something special away. And I can bet you anything it's going to be well thought over, too.
And it's not going to be a jersey. We're not going to give a jersey away right away.
Darn. But it could be tickets to the home opener. Who knows?
Yeah,
Hey,
could be a keychain.
those keychains are really nice.
They are.
So,
Good night, everybody.
good night.
Have a good
Good
night,
night.
guys.
See you later.
And we're good.
Oh, no.
Jeez, Chris, you don't know what you're doing, do you?
There we go.